you for visiting the Africa Rising Cycling Podcast, where we share the big and most interesting cycling stories from across the continent of Africa and from around the world where African cyclists are racing and riding.
This is Meintjes. Yeah, I'm South African. I was born in Pretoria, but yeah, basically grew up in Rustenburg. From there, I started coming over to Europe, and here I am now in Andorra.
Can you give our listeners a brief understanding of how you first got into cycling as a kid, and then who inspired you?
Yeah, like starting, like we always had bikes around, and yeah, like my parents kind of encouraged us to do things that we actually stayed busy. Like if we asked for a bike, then the answer was more likely to be yes than if we asked for a PlayStation or a new computer game. So that also kind of encouraged us to always be active and be on the bike. But yeah, I think it was like we started to get into or racing or like a bit more when like we had some neighbors that entered into the Sun City mountain bike classic, and we thought, okay, we'll join and go see. And yeah, after that it was trying to do like all the local mountain bike races that was close enough to travel. And yeah, I just kind of slowly escalated until it's uh up to the point that I finally switched over to road, because at that stage I was around 16, and in the mountain bike category you could only race under the junior category. And I thought, okay, if I switch to the road I can race against kids my own age. And once I tried it, I loved it, because back in those days it was quite a big road scene, and you could be part of a team, and it was more competitive and all those things. So
And was there anyone that you looked up to? Is anyone that inspired you, either South African or wider?
yeah, like those very first days when I was still on the mountain bike, like obviously looking at Barry Sander back in the day. So like in those very first days, he was the one like I was looking up to. And like later on the road, actually, I must say I didn't know too much about pro cycling when I started. Like I knew the Tour de France existed, but the riders that were there and stuff I didn't really know too much about. But yeah, after a few years when Robbie won his first stage in the Tour de France, it was also like a big motivating factor.
We're going to get Robbie on the podcast, I think, at some point, because he's another name that doesn't get much PR, and he's obviously one of the originals.
Yeah, like he was perfect. He was in his peak while I was just starting, so it was perfect to look up to him. And it's been some time ago now, but still, what he achieved is amazing.
Absolutely. So I think when you were about 17, 18, you told me this once. You headed to Belgium and you were racing there several years, not really, I think, club teams, trying to get a contract. And then obviously you joined, as it was called back then, Africa's team, MTN Quebec in the 2013 season. How tough were those years trying to get a contract before that?
The first 2 years I went over, I was still at school, so I really had to work hard to make it happen. And I could only go over for 3 months at a time. So it was more just getting a taste and and seeing what profession or what the like the European scene of cycling actually is. And it was mostly small club teams racing around Belgium. And then I actually had, after the junior category, I had 2 years as a under 23 or amateur. That I also went to Belgium, and you could say those were like my learning years before turning professional. But like my memories of that was very good. Like I enjoyed the freedom of being outside of or being in a different country, exploring everything new, learning how to live by myself and take care of myself. And like I was super dedicated to try and get onto a bigger team, or to get, because I was like, okay, this is all nice, fun and games, but I can't continue like this forever, because it was quite a challenge, like really living on the budget and getting by with just the bare minimum. Like I was very fortunate with a lot of people giving me support and helping me, because otherwise it would definitely not have been possible. But yeah, there wasn't very many luxuries.
I think we're starting to understand like your fundamentals, because we always talk about mountain biking being such a great way to start into road, and then having to go to Belgium and put in the hours. We were talking to Canyon Shram yesterday, and the 18-year-old Ethiopian Siga Kase Kiros and Mona Lisa from Eritrea, the two young female riders, they hit Belgium on Saturday for their first ever Belgium races. And I think they're both sort of excited, but don't really know what's about to happen.
Yeah, it's quite a big shock if you come over, because yeah, like the racing is completely different. Like in South Africa, maybe you race in a bunch, but it's not there. It's nothing to be compared to the racing in Europe with the tiny streets and how or not aggressive, but how competitive the people here are and fighting for the position. It's yeah, I guess it's something that all these kids in Europe learn from a very young age that me, even by the end of my career, I couldn't master. I was always sitting at the back because I was at the end of the day just tired of fighting for position, and I had to choose my moment to move to the front, because to do it for 5 hours straight, just constantly concentrating and fighting for position would just like mentally exhaust me. So the kids that grow up in Belgium, to them it's 100% normal. They've been doing it since they were 16, and it's like a drilled in thing into cycling. Like when they get on the bike, the first thing they want to do is get to the front. So,
I always ask African riders when they first experience cobbles, and it's amazing. So when was yours, do you think?
also I think the first time I came over to Europe, I already got them, but I can't say I really had good memories about those. And like I tended to skip or try to avoid them. So that's quite silly actually if you think about it. Like
Righty said to me once, you just have to go as fast as possible, which is a tricky thing after 160K.
yeah, but if you have no reason to do it and you think, okay, I have to ride my bike over these things now, it's just rather take the long way around. It's not fun at all.
You're clearly a sensible guy. So we'll look back. I mean, back to 2013. I mean, you got your contract with MTN. You went on to have then 13 years as a pro, the last 10 in the World Tour after 3 at Pro Conti level originally. You rode for NTN Quebecer, which then became Dimension Data,
and then 5 years with Intermarché Wanty.
You feel like a loyal rider, is that right? And what did you find most fulfilling about being just on a couple of teams?
Yeah, or in between there, I was in MTN Quebec, and then I had 2 years, or 1 year with Lampre and 1 year with UAE, and then back to Dimension Data. So okay. Lampre and UAE was basically the same team, but just one converted into the other. So you can say I had three different teams during my career. But like I don't know, like I think I chose the ones where I thought I would be comfortable and that was suited for that period of time. And like it was more to be in a team where I was in a certain position and have a certain amount of support than changing every year to try see if I can get a better salary or a better chance here or a better thing there. Like if you're in a situation that works, then it's like I rather wanted to make the most of it, like personally, than to just chase like the next big thing or to to try find something better. Like I think it's more about what you make out of it.
Absolutely, and everyone has their own strategy, and I think yours is clearly works. I mean, we'll go back a little bit in history, because I was looking at pro cycling stats, and you had a really interesting start. I mean, you were U23 road champion in South Africa in 2013, then elite national champion 2014. That race when you just picked Paralympic. and then African Continental Champ in 2015 in Wartburg. 6 of your MTN teammates are in the top 10 in that race. So clearly good strategy. It was a pretty good start to your pro career back home, but how do you think back to those days?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, like it was still learning how to get ready for Europe. So yeah, that early success in South Africa was also like we had MTN was still based a lot in South Africa, and we did a lot of training camps and preparation. Over the South African summer to be ready to get to Europe. So like those results in the nationals and the African champs, was due to that preparation we did together as a team inside South Africa that we were there. And like I think that helps because it's at least you get some reward because like we were, I must say, like at that time probably we still weren't on the level to get results in Europe. So if you were, for example, if I was only racing in Europe during that time, I would probably have finished the season without any success at all. So it was at least nice to already have something behind my name before
Absolutely.
going to Europe.
I had a small suspicion you were going to race the Africa Champs last October in Kenya, because it was basically a loop and then a big old climb, and a couple of climbers won the race. And I had this idea you might come back. Just one last go.
The last few years with the teams I've had, my schedule was already so packed that I tended to, if it wasn't completely necessary to do something, I didn't try fit in extra race days. So and also we travel so much during the year, like you just get overwhelmed by the end of the season. So adding extra events, like even though if the course was nice and everything, it just takes too much of a toll to add the extra amount. So
Yeah. That's the important thing. You know yourself, so you can't be forced to do anything.
at the end of the day, it's the team that pays your salary and gives you the opportunities, and you have to put them first.
I mean, looking at your World Tour career specifically, again, Pro Cycling Stats sort of list your stage win at the Vuelta in 2022 and your second on stage 12 in the Tour de France that same year as your two best results. But do you agree, or what do you consider your kind of career highlights?
Yeah, I would say those, like 22, I had an amazing year, and like I would say those are the two, probably highest rated ones. But like I would also say the seventh place on general classification in the tour was also, like, it doesn't list maybe so high, but it's something I really fought for super hard that year. And then also it was seventh place in the Olympics, I think. Yeah, that was also something really special as well. So I would say those are the highlights. I think the general classification means more because it was also the thing that we went there for, and that we aimed for, and that we worked for, and that we actually pulled it off. Like the stage, like we didn't really go that year like with the idea of going for stages. We went with the idea of trying to get a GC result, and then pulling it off means a lot more because on the stages it's a bit of luck on the day and a bit of a gamble as well. So it's almost like the connection is not so strong as with that you've had one plan and you executed it.
Fascinating. Talking about the team, I mean, you're in the middle of kind of the rise of Biniam Gamay into Marche Wanty. Did you feel proud to see a fellow African doing so well at the top level? And did you give him any advice before he hit some of the Grand Tours?
Yeah, like I'm definitely proud and like also very impressed. And like he's a super talent. Like he really has a good natural ability. You can just see it on the bike and how he does it. And he also handled it quite good for being so young, I must say. Like he's he came to the top quite fast, and he I think he handled it quite well. And it was I don't know what more to say. Like it was nice to be a part of it, and we were in the same team, and we kind of like we went there with the idea of being him or with a little bit of like me for the GC and these being him for the stages. And yeah, once I saw how he was riding, I just said to management, I'm like, we cannot not support him, like, or I was like, put me in the back, like I don't really care, like what we have here is something special, like as I don't want to get in the way of this.
As we mentioned, I mean, you're officially the most present African rider at the top level of world cycling, having raced 20 Grand Tours, including 7 times at the Tour de France. What do you think the secret of your longevity and also passion is for these races?
Yeah, like I maybe did the most Grand Tours, but it's also what kind of suited me the most. So like I would almost say if I had to do one result, it would be in a Grand Tour, because yeah, that was where my strengths was. And yeah, like I never really excelled in the one day races as much as in the longer races. So yeah, I think that's more just my characteristics. So I won't say there's not another African rider that uh, or achieved something equally as good, just maybe in a different field or in a different way. So, but yeah, if you count just the Grand Tours, then yeah, I've got quite a few of those.
Because you won the Giro del Appolino as well in 2022, right? That was a great year for you.
Yeah,
That was a one-day race. So
yeah, that was a one day race, but okay, yeah, it's not quite the level of World Tour races. I think we were maybe 4 or 5 World Tour teams on the start line. So yeah, it's more a preparation race, you can say, almost for the teams. So yeah, I went like it's still super nice and always give you confidence. And yeah, I think that was the setup for the rest of my season, because I first won Apenino and then all the success came after that. So I think it's that or a small victory that gave me the confidence to have a very successful season.
So now you've retired, and congratulations on your 2 children. But as you mentioned earlier, they're keeping you very busy. But do you have plans for return to cycling in some capacity, either in Europe or in Africa?
Um, at the moment, I haven't really decided on something yet, but like I see the future to stay here in Andorra. Like my wife has the family here, and I'm already quite settled here. So yeah, there's a very small chance I return. So, and to be in cycling, I haven't quite made my mind up yet. So I I wanted to take some time away from cycling, because yeah, it's what we've been doing since 15, 16 years of age. It's like haven't really taken the time to see if I have other interests and other things. So yeah, I thought to take 1 year and enjoy with the family and putting them first for some period of time, because yeah, during a professional career there's a lot of sacrifices made by a lot of people to make sure that everything is perfect for me. So I wanted to return the favor to them. And then yeah, I think maybe next year we'll see if I if I return to cycling in some kind of way or not. But yeah, but if I return to cycling, I think it will be in something like that, the project on the side, or yeah, either with manufacturers or events, or I don't think I will re-enter into a team. Like the the always driven thing, or the always that you always have to have success. Like it's nice and stuff, but yeah, after a few years of always having that pressure of what can we do better, what can we do, like it was nice during a period of my life, and I think I really got the best out of me. But yeah, I think right now I would like to take things a little bit slower and enjoy the things that I sacrificed this last 10 years.
What piece of advice would you give the young riders that are trying to make it?
I think you have to have the mindset that there's no reason you can't. Or because I've come across a lot of people that are already beaten because somewhere in their mind they've got the idea, or someone told them you can't do it, or they say it's too hard, or there's too many complications. Like, if you really are committed and you really dedicate yourself to something, you can find a way. Because also for me, like many times during my career, I was facing a problem, if it was visas or a team or something that you think, I'm this is going to be where I get stuck and I'm not going to be able to proceed. But if you make your legs do the talking, then the doors open. Like, so it's, if you were discouraged by those small things and you stop, then you've lost. But if you keep on being dedicated and working, and also working smart, like, then eventually the doors open. So it's just that continue and don't be discouraged, or don't already give up just because you have the idea it will be too hard or it will be impossible, because there are ways. And sometimes you meet someone along the way and they open the door. And
Fascinating. We spoke to Kim LaCourte a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, and she said almost exactly the same thing. She was away for, I think, 8 years from the sport when she thought she wouldn't make it, and then was like, no, I'm going to come back and I'm going to work. And you mentioned she had a sports psychologist and works with one now on the team that she's on, AG Sudal Insurance. Like, did you ever work with a sports psychologist?
like, not really personally, but I also dedicated quite a lot of time to reading on like all the even if it's just a motivational book, but on the psychology side of things. And I think it's, if you are an up and coming cyclist, I think it's something to invest in. I think you can gain and benefit a lot by having your mind strong. Like, at the end of the day, it's a tough sport, and you spend a lot of time tired and exhausted, and sometimes frustrated because it's not going the way you want how things should go. Then if you have a strong mind, it really makes life a lot easier, and it gives you advantage at the end of the day.
Brilliant insight. Well, Louis, thanks so much for your time. You've got 2 young kids you got to get back to, so we won't keep you anymore. But thank you for coming on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it to some extent. I know you're not a big fan of interviews for the times we've worked together at the tour, but it was really insightful. So thanks for your time on the podcast.
Thanks to you, and hope the people enjoy it.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Africa Rising Cycling Podcast. If you like what you have heard, please do share our podcast with your friends and on social media. Leave us a review or even make a donation to Africa Rising Cycling. All of this will help us to continue to bring you fascinating stories about African cycling.